Welcome to Manifesting a Life. Today I'm talking about words. Now, words are very important. In ancient times, it was believed that the words you spoke came out of your mouth and actually created things. And in a way, this kind of goes with the current idea of law of attraction. What you speak manifests. What you say comes to being. So you got to be careful with your words. There was a time when we were developing a residential neighborhood. And we noticed that one of our neighbors out in the county, in the country, had dumped a bunch of moldy hay over his fence into his neighbor's yard. Okay, let me clarify. The neighbor's yard was not really a yard. It was a field, which was just full of trees. It was not, they weren't doing anything with it. And so this hay would have just disintegrated and ended up being mulched and became ground, which was actually needed out in that area. But we saw that hay over there, and we were having sides of our roads had little drainage ditches, which would erode. And we would have wanted some of that hay, something like that, bales of hay, to put in the ditch to keep it from totally eroding away when the rain came and before the grass grew in. So we went to this neighbor and asked him if we could have this hay that he had thrown over the fence. And he said, sure, take what you want, I don't want it. And that's obvious. So we drove our little Ford Ranger pickup truck back through his field over to the fence. And we, meaning my husband, got out and lifted all those bales of hay, 50 to 60 pound bales of hay over the fence, and then loaded them all up into this back of this truck. I mean, we had it piled high. I was so nervous that we were going to lose this load on the way home, which was only like a quarter of a mile. But we had to go through this bumpy field back to the road. But we got there safely. And then when we got there, my husband unloaded all these bales of hay, because I was such a weakling at the time. I kind of hardly lift anything. And he put it all down into the ditches to help with erosion. Well, we did have a big rainstorm that came later. And after the rainstorm, we went out and walked the road. And there was one that was one of these bales of hay that had gotten moved out of position a bit. So my husband leaned down to move it back into position. And I said, don't hurt your back. Yeah, you guessed it. He hurt his back. He had lifted all this hay over fence, stacked it all up really, really high in the back of this pickup truck, unloaded it all, redistributed it throughout the ditches. And I didn't say anything about back problems then. But this one time when he's going to move one bale of hay, don't hurt your back, and he hurts his back. So be careful of your words. In John 1:1, he even says that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So, words have always been very important. One time when we were in a restaurant at Big Bend, we went hiking and camping in Big Bend National Park. I guess it's a national park now. And we decided to splurge one night and go to the restaurant. So we went to the restaurant, and at a table sitting next to us was a family. A little boy, a little girl, mom and dad. And the little boy got his hamburger, and they had put the lettuce, tomato, and onion on the side of the hamburger, so you put in what you wanted into the hamburger. And the onion was on top. And the mother said to the little boy, now don't go touching that onion and put it in your eyes, because it's going to burn. And then she turned to the little girl to take care of her. And as soon as her back was turned, that little boy went, and then he went, he couldn't say anything because she had told him not to do this. But it's kind of like, why do the kids stick beans in their ears when the very thing we tell them not to do is stick beans in their ear? I'll tell you why. Because the universe does not hear the word not. Everything is a yes. Everything is a go with the universal energy. Everything is go, yes, okay, we'll do it. It does not hear negatives. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to be so poor and stuff like that, then it's okay, yes, we're going to do that. And, it doesn't matter whether you like it or don't like it. it's going to go with it. So if you say do not, like if somebody's going to the store, you say don't forget the ketchup. Well, what are they going to forget? The ketchup, because it was the don't on it is not heard. So it knocked that part off, and you say forget the ketchup. You know, touch the onion. Stick your fingers in your eyes. So that's what is actually heard by the universe. That's why you have to be careful of what you're saying, what you're thinking. Try to eliminate the word not, the negative, out of your vocabulary altogether. There's other ways to say it, like remember to get the ketchup. So keep that in mind. Now, if you'd like to hear more of these stories, just hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know what stories that you liked best. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. That helps me out a lot. And thank you so much for listening. Until next time.